Ever felt trapped in the relentless grip of frustration? Battling a traffic jam from hell, wrestling with a monstrous boss, or maybe just one of those days when nothing, absolutely nothing, goes your way. Frustration can be crippling, but what if there was a way to rise above it? A time-tested wisdom that can turn your frustration into fuel. Welcome to the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has armed countless souls with the practical wisdom to navigate life's stormy seas with a fortress-like heart and an unswerving mind. Stoicism empowers you to focus on what is your control and break the chains of what isn't. So if frustration has held you hostage for far too long, it's time to break free. Stick around because we're about to dive into the first of 7 life-altering Stoic lessons that can help you master frustration once and for all. Are you ready for the journey? Have you ever found yourself in the throes of an epic battle, wrestling with forces that feel utterly uncontrollable? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, lights a beacon in the midst of this tempest. Focus on what you can control. Imagine you're shackled in the iron chains of traffic, the ticking time bomb of a meeting taunting you from afar. The traffic is a monstrous beast beyond your command, the ticking clock, an unyielding adversary, the reactions of your colleagues, as unpredictable as a hurricane. Why expend valuable in futile attempts to conquer these indomitable forces? Instead, gather your strength and direct it toward the arenas where you hold the power. Your attitude, for instance. You can choose to be the calm eye in the middle of the storm, utilizing this impromptu respite to your advantage. Perhaps indulge in the solace of an audiobook, partake in a rare interlude of tranquility amidst your day. You also have the power to forge your strategy for when you finally breach the traffic fortress, formulating a sincere apology or a clarifying explanation. By deftly maneuvering your focus in this manner, you morph frustration into a proactive counterstrike. Remember, conquer what you can control and let the uncontrollable become your ally, not your enemy. It's a potent mantra to sail through life's turbulent seas. In this relentlessly spinning world of ours, how many times do you find your mind drifting into oblivion? This question holds an intense relevance in the breakneck and chaos of our modern lives. A potent elixir to this mental distraction lies in the ancient practice of Stoicism, mindfulness. It's a clandestine weapon, a secret shield, all about being rooted in the now, fully tuned into our surroundings, and engaged in every micro moment without succumbing to the chaos enveloping us. Paint a vivid picture in your mind. You're trapped in an urban jungle, the symphony of blaring horns and blazing red lights heightening your frustration as the clock ticks away, your critical meeting slipping further out of reach. But what if, instead of surrendering to this whirlpool of stress, you seize control, focusing on the rhythm of your breath, the cool, solid touch of the steering wheel, the purr of your car's engine as it waits with you? By steering your awareness back into the now, you slowly dissolve your frustration, replacing it with a serene calmness, one mindful moment at a time. Mindfulness isn't a miraculous cure to erase frustration, but it's an invaluable secret weapon, a hidden tool to govern it. This clandestine practice of mindfulness, it anchors you firmly in the present, diminishing your frustration, making the turbulent world around you a mere backdrop to your calm existence. Adversity. It's a harsh and bitter pill to swallow, isn't it? But what if, from the shadows, there emerged a different perspective? Take a step back in time with us. Here, amongst the greatest minds of ancient times, adversity is seen in a completely different light. The Stoics, those stalwart philosophers, viewed adversity not as a stumbling, but as a treasure trove, a golden opportunity for growth. Picture yourself as a warrior, an athlete struck down by a severe injury. You're benched, sidelined for an entire season. The struggle is real, it's palpable. Yet in the hushed whispers of the Stoics resonates a daring proposition. This adversity, this setback could be your chance, your destiny. As you recover, you could delve deeper into the game, absorb wisdom from your comrades, and forge an unshakable mental strength, transforming an evident disadvantage into a vital stepping stone. The idea here isn't to chase after adversity for its own twisted sake, but to understand that when adversity strikes, it carries with it the seeds of learning, of growth, of evolution. Thus, when the winds of challenge blow your way, remember, Adversity is not a setback. No, it's your setup, your stage for a triumphant return, a valiant comeback. Have you ever been struck by the uncanny ease at which our minds latch on to the negatives, the errors, the wrongs, rather than embracing the positives? This isn't just a fluke. It's a pervasive pattern of human nature. Ancient Stoicism philosophers, however, held a significant antidote, saw it as a transformative force. It's the art of recognizing and celebrating the good in your life, regardless of how ordinary it might seem. It's about appreciating the half-filled glass instead of lamenting the empty half. Picture this. You're in a horrific traffic jam, your patience dwindling. Instead of succumbing to frustration, you could tap into gratitude. You could appreciate that you have a car, you're safe, and you have somewhere to be. The moment you embrace gratitude, you'll witness a paradigm shift in your perspective. Those frustrations will begin to lose their power, dwarfed by the goodness in your life. At its core, gratitude is a dynamic tool, capable of shifting your focus from a lens of frustration to a spectrum of appreciation. Have you ever taken an impulsive action in the raw surge of emotions, only to later be haunted by regret? We've all stood at this crossroads, a common testament to the human condition. This is where our story truly begins, with the unveiling of the mightiest power within our grasp. The Stoic virtue of self-control. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, hands us the key to mastering ourselves, even in the face of despair-inducing circumstances. Trapped in traffic, the hands of the clock racing against you as you're late for a vital meeting. Your first instinct, in this whirlpool of chaos, might be to blare your horn, to unleash a torrent of frustrations, or to let slip curses born of this turmoil. But where does this path lead? To a dead end of heightened irritation. But fear not, for there's a silver lining. Your hidden superpower, self-control. All it takes is to call on this silent guardian during such tests. It might take the form of deep, calming breaths, a gentle reminder that the vice of traffic is not within your dominion, or even a strategic shift, like informing your appointment about delay. Remember, wielding the power of self-control isn't about stifling your emotions. It's about directing them like a maestro to create a symphony that works in your favor. It's the superpower that allows you to respond rather than react, transforming frustration into resolution. Have you ever desperately clung to something, only to feel it inexorably slipping from your grasp? This is the moment when the profound wisdom of Stoicism may whisper to you in hushed tones. Stoics carry with them a profound recognition of the fleeting nature of all things, a deep-seated understanding that everything is in a continuous state of change, nothing eternally fixed. Picture the growing agony you experience when a cherished possession is shattered, or a bond you thought unbreakable abruptly severs. It's a human instinct to feel a profound sense of loss, but Stoicism implores us to perceive these shifts not as tragic losses, but as intricate parts of life's grand design. Visualize a river, eternally in motion, its waters never identical from one breath to another. You wouldn't dare to blame the river for its ceaseless transformation, for you comprehend that this is its inherent nature. Similarly, embracing the fleeting nature of existence can equip us with the resilience to navigate life's storms without capsizing. It's a poignant reminder that nothing remains fixed, and in that truth, there is relief. The acceptance of impermanence in profundity enables you to release your grip and leap into the unknown. Have you ever peered into the abyss of your own mortality? A seemingly somber consideration, yet it lies at the very heart of Stoic philosophy. Stoics advocate that meditating on our mortality isn't a dreary brooding over the inescapable embrace of death, but a profound appreciation of life's fleeting beauty and inherent value. It serves as a stark reminder of our ephemeral existence, offering a paradigm shift that aids in the management of frustration. Picture this circumstance. You're ensnared in the merciless grip of traffic, the ticking clock mocking your tardiness for an impending meeting, frustration steadily bubbling within. Then, the shadow of mortality looms. Suddenly, the infuriating gridlock pales in the face of life's grand cosmic narrative. Instead of surrendering to the engulfing frustration, you choose to savor this pause, relish a riveting podcast, or simply drink in the surrounding scenery. You've metamorphosed a stressful instance, a tranquil interlude. So, when frustration raps at the door, let us call to mind our mortality. It's a potent philosophical key to maintain perspective, nudging us to hone in on the truly significant, while nudging aside the trivial. To recollect your mortality is to maintain a sobering perspective. And so, what powerful revelations have been unveiled to us through these profound Stoic teachings? First and foremost, we've been enlightened to direct our energies on the spheres within our control, letting the uncontrollable ebb and flow of life happen without our resistance. We have learned to maneuver through life's complexities with the compass of mindfulness, becoming the eye of the storm in an ocean of chaos. Our perspective on adversity has been radically transformed. We now see it not as a hindrance, but as the bedrock upon which the monument of our growth is erected. In the midst of chaos and confusion, we've discovered the transformative power of gratitude, deftly shifting our lens from the vexations of life to the often forgotten miracles that adorn our path. We have journeyed deep into the realm of self-control, thereby becoming masters of our impulses rather than helpless victims of circumstance. We've embraced impermanence as a fundamental truth, liberating ourselves from the chains of attachments that shackle us to distress. And ultimately, the stark realization of our mortality has been the guiding star, compelling us to focus on that which truly matters in this ephemeral journey we call life. These 7 Stoic lessons are not mere philosophical musings. No, they are the keys to the kingdom of self-mastery, the arsenal that equips us to meet life's frustrations head-on. Remember, frustration is but a facet of life. It is not the master of your destiny. You are. Arm yourself with these Stoic practices and seize the reins of your existence. For these, dear listeners, are not just lessons, but the ultimate keys to mastering life itself.